I'm Dr. Matt.
And I'm Dr. Amy.
And today we are going to give you 3 awesome strategies to be able to save money on your groceries, to be able to get the things that you want and not necessarily break the bank. So this is, I would say that in the last 15 years in practice, financial barriers are probably one of the most common barriers that I would hear people talk about in terms of pursuing their health. So we're going to talk about a mindset shift for that today. Not just a mindset shift. We're actually going to give you 3 practical things, because I know you guys don't want to hear me just tell you to change your mind about this. You want to actually know 3 practical ways to save money. But Amy literally just walked in the house, and here's one of her grocery tapes.
Don't look at the bottom.
Here's one of her grocery tapes from today, and that, like I said, that's just one, right? There's probably another 2 or so on top of that, right?
Just two today. 2 I did well. Just 2.
Yeah. So we're going to give you guys some strategies, but before we do, I just want to say thanks to everybody who has been sharing these videos. It's awesome. Today is a particular video that I would love for you guys to share to get out to more and more people, because I know it has the ability to create tremendous impact, and I'm just telling you, 15 years, thousands and thousands of patients we've seen in our office. The number one barrier that people say that they have when it comes to pursuing their health would be finances. So people will say like, oh great, Dr. Matt, that's all fine for you to eat organic, it's fine for you to take these supplements, it's fine for you to do that stuff, but if we have a financial challenge, how do we deal with that? So today we're going to give you practical strategies and a mindset shift. We'll give you a downloadable link to be able to get a list of what we're talking about later, and we're going to give you, right now, let's go into it, those 3 practical strategies.
All right.
So what's strategy number 1?
Plan and create a list. And this one for me has been one of the biggest things, because I'm sure that he'll tell you I'm notorious for, ooh, new packaging. That's a product I haven't tried, and it'll go in the cart, and I'll come out and think, oh my goodness, how did I spend so much money? So planning ahead, knowing what you want, writing your list and sticking to your list, because it's really easy to walk by the new products and grab them and throw them in your cart, and then you end up escalating your grocery list. So I have found that is a really helpful one. The other thing that I've noticed is I used to try to just do one grocery shop for 6 people.
Yeah.
And I would buy all my veggies and all my fruits, and by the time Saturday and Sunday, I used to do it on Monday, Saturday and Sunday would come around, my vegetables were mostly turfed, going in the garbage, because they had spoiled or they just didn't look as fresh, and I didn't want to eat them, so they went in the garbage, and that was a lot of wasted produce and money. So I have realized that I will get what I need to get me through about 3 to 4 days, and then I will do a quick grocery shop a little closer to home that I know I can get the same vegetables closer to home, and then I will do that. So that's helped a lot, because we waste less fruits and vegetables, the ones that spoil, when we do that.
Yeah, so that first strategy is really knowing what you need. So you're going to have tons of different favorite go-to meals for your family as far as everything goes. So just knowing what you need when you go is a super important strategy, having that list. Strategy number 2, especially when it comes to eating organic and choosing certain foods for your family, oftentimes people will say, oh, I'd love to eat organic, but I can't afford it. I can't afford the cost that goes with that. There's a couple things I want you to know about that. Number 1 is there's a strategy to attack that. There's a list that is actually called the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. So these are the 15 fruits and vegetables that are grown that are the absolute cleanest, so they have the least amount of pesticide and spray and chemical put on them. And then there's a list of a dozen that are probably the dirtiest that you want to make sure that you use as often as possible. You want to make sure that those are organic. So first of all, if you can, and budget's not an issue, go organic on everything. If you can't go organic on everything, use this list to recognize, hey, wait a sec, cherries, those are on the dirty dozen. They're ones that are really heavily sprayed. So if I go to buy organic today, I'm going to buy my cherries organic. Yet something like kiwi is on the Clean 15, so it's very low on the pesticide residue type of scale. So if I had to, I'm going to allocate my resources towards buying the organic cherries, and I'll get the non-organic kiwi. Try to get everything organic if you can, and you make the mindset shift that we're going to talk about after this. But if you're trying to allocate, hey, you know, we got to make ends meet and we're trying to make this happen, this guide here, which you can download if you go to our website, which is meetdrmatt.com/dirty dozen, you can just get this list right there. So that's meetdrmatt.com/dirty dozen, and you can get this list right from there. It'll come straight to your inbox for you. It's a little tiny cutout that you can cut out, put it in your purse, your wallet, whatever you use, and then you can constantly just reference which ones you want to prioritize. At the end of the day, going organic with everything is really the goal, but this will help get you there.
Those are steps. And I wanted just to clarify, when I say multiple times, I'll go and get my produce once at the beginning of the week, once later on in the week. Don't get caught, because that was a point that came up, don't get caught on the multiple buys, because that doesn't always end up cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay? The sales, it's on sale, oh, let me buy 5 of them. Don't do it unless you know it's 100% something that you use. Like acai packs, I'll buy if they're on sale because I know I buy a couple of them a week anyways, and I will just not buy them the following week, and I'll grab them when they are on sale. But be very cautious. That was a good point. Multiple buys are a very dangerous thing. So make sure you plan your list, you stick to it. Don't get caught up in the sales and the multiple buys, because that doesn't always work out in your favor.
Yeah, so step 1 was know what you need, go get it. Step
Stick
2 is to go organic, use the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen list. And then step 3 is don't waste. And so we have this word at our house that we say we upcycle food. So you want to try to make sure that you waste the least amount of food as possible. So if we roast a chicken, for example, in our house, we don't just throw out the bones and get rid of all of that. We literally will strip the meat down off of that roasted chicken and have that for, you know, something later on in the week, whether or not we'll throw that into a salad or we'll make some type of a coconut wrap or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And then we'll also turn that into soup, right? Soup is one of the absolute most cost-effective, super high nutrient things that you can make and eat.
And most kids love it.
Yeah,
which is great.
And it's literally upcycling. So you're gonna boil
upcycling, by the way, is just our way of not saying leftovers, because I have a problem with leftovers. So we've renamed it upcycling, and it's changed my world. So now it's upcycling your food rather than having leftovers.
Yeah, and then if you're making something like a soup, or you're making omelets, or you're into juicing, which we are, we juice, right? So if you're into juicing all this stuff, what you're gonna do when you're making that soup is you got that bone broth you've created from the roasted chicken that you roasted, and then you're gonna go into your fridge and find the vegetables that are on the cusp, right? Like the stuff that is getting close to needing to be used, and you're going to use that up. There's so much waste that goes on in the average household. Ours is we still struggle with that. But taking those foods and upcycling them, you know, if you're making an omelet, getting those vegetables into that omelet that are nearing their expiration. Juicing, if you don't have a juicer, look for one, look for a used one, whatever it is. You can take all of these foods that are on the brink and you can get them going in terms of juices to get super high nutrient density into your body. So those are 3 ways that if you implemented those, you would have a huge shift in your grocery bill, right? So speaking of grocery bills, I want to talk just a little bit about a mindset shift, right? Because how many households, I know it is tons, actually battle this grocery ticker tape, right? So, you know, typically in a household, you've got one person who is always like sort of the leader in terms of finances, and they're always thinking about the cost of groceries. It's a big thing, but I want you to try to get a mindset shift. This is where it comes down to recognizing what's important. So in 15 years and thousands of people in practice, I have people who come up to me and they'll say, oh, I can't afford to do this, or I can't buy organic. But then they'll pull out their latest model iPhone 7 and be scrolling through it, right? And so this isn't about guilt or condemnation. This is just a thought to sit there and say, you need to make sure that you understand what your priorities are, right?
This goes back to our very first talk where we were saying, you know, where you spend your time and your money is where your priority is. So that's where you need to take a look and say, where am I spending my time and where am I spending my money? And they're out of alignment from the fact that I want to say that my health is important to me. Yeah. So
there will come a time in your life where you will recognize, either sooner or later, but you will fully recognize that your health is your greatest physical asset that you would have.
100%.
Period, right? Outside of your relationships in your life, without your health, even those relationships will struggle. So your health is the most important asset that you have in your life. So what you have to do is start to shift your priorities in line with that and recognize that groceries aren't an expense. Groceries are actually an investment into your health. And so I know people who run around and scrimp on groceries all day long, but they have all the nicest gadgets, the new cars, all that sort of stuff. The reality is that groceries need to be a huge priority. I remember when Amy and I, at certain stages of the game, were trying to figure out how to make ends meet and how to get everything to work. And there were deliberate conversations of saying, like, hey, Kate, we can cut back here, we can cut back there, but we're not going to scale back on these things that are super important, and groceries would be one of them. Yeah. So in terms of that, if you guys start to get that mind shift where you're able to say, you know what, this is really important. Groceries are a major contribution into health. We're not going to look for ways to actually buy less quality and in terms of trying to save money, but we'll take from other areas, whether that's cable bills, satellite bills, cell phone bills, whatever it might be. You'll take from those things to prioritize and press into your health, right? Yeah. It even comes back to, the whole discussion about, marriages and marital, arguments and things that people get into. This is a huge one. I hear people all the time say, my husband actually scrutinizes the grocery bill when he comes home, right? Never have I ever done that, ever, right?
No, you've been good that way. Yeah. He gets a thumbs up for that one.
I used to have to fight that, right? Just like everybody else. But then once your belief changes, then all your actions change after that, right? Like everything follows belief. So if you are looking for ways to cut corners on all your groceries and trying to just buy the cheapest foods and don't care what it does to your body, that's just because you don't believe that your body and the health of your body is enough of a priority to invest into it that way. And
you invest into your financial future, you have to invest into your health future, because without your health, all the financial future that you've built up is useless. Yeah. You won't even be around or be healthy enough to enjoy it. So you have to invest into your health as well. And just remember that there is no wrong or right. It is what works for you. And if you take baby steps towards your goal, make a goal of where you would like to be as far as your groceries, your health, and then start taking baby steps to get there. It does not have to be overwhelming. You don't have to drop everything tonight and change, everything by tomorrow morning. You just need to take baby steps every day in the right direction and know where you're headed and that you want to invest into your long-term health.
Yeah, that's it. So go to our YouTube channel, 10-Minute Timeout, subscribe so you get notifications of everything as they come out. Go to meetdrmatt.com/Dirty Dozen. You'll get the direct download. I'll put it in the comments below this live video where you can go and get that. And then hearts, likes, and share. This is an issue in every single household out there. Share this so that your friends realize that there's strategies and then there's a mindset shift that needs to happen in order to prosper in this area. Bless you guys. Love you.
Have an awesome
we'll see
day.
you later.